And we're live.
Welcome to the MachinimaHub podcast. This week in Machinima. This month in Machinima. I'm one of the hosts, Joziah 2, also known as the
Hello.
Mod Mouse, and I'm here with my co-host.
Braigar, and we're here with our guest, 0n3Appl3. Say hello, 0n3Appl3.
Hello.
Hello, 0n3Appl3.
I'm-
You've made
Hello.
a couple
Yeah,
things,
how's it
some of them weirder than others. Not pointing any fingers. Creative deficit.
What? What are you on about?
Oh.
I still don't understand that one properly.
Yeah, you don't need to worry about that. No, just don't worry about that.
Which one are we talking about right now?
Creative deficit. That was a weird one for sure.
Yeah.
Do you remember the one where he's like in like a white void and like
And he's talking
things
to
are
himself.
happening?
And that's the kind
I
of
don't
stuff.
remember it well. I just remember thinking. It
But
was
you like
really
doing
weird,
that
and
stuff
I thought
though,
all of his
Apple.
videos were like that at the time, and so I didn't really watch most of his stuff until later when I realized that wasn't the case.
Judging a book
Not
by
true.
its cover, Josiah. How dare you?
Yes, how dare I judge a video by its thumbnail?
It's fine.
What? I gotta say
then,
though,
like, the first
Apple
videos,
has some of the
it's like,
best
alright.
thumbnails out there too. So.
Oh, thank you.
Mhm.
They are quite aesthetically pleasing.
Yes, I try my
All right,
best.
so the theme this month, and we're actually going to talk about it this time. I swear, we're going to actually talk about it.
Mhm.
The theme this time is scripting.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be going over some trailers like the Song of War full trailer, Trust Us trailer, Survival Island exempt full back, okay, Expanding the Universe teaser trailer, and the Mr. Metal trailer. Because Mr. Metal is going to be coming out soon.
Metal. I think that's gonna
And
be
we've
like
also got
released
some
right
news.
after.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
I think the actual show is going to release like right after the podcast again. That's going to be interesting.
Just not enough to be creator of the month.
You're just too late, Tosla. Just too late. Hopefully he'll get December, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Creator of the Month, hang around to the end of the podcast to see who the next Creator of the Month will be. We've even got like a fancy video this time.
It's really fancy. That's thanks
Was-
to Ray.
I didn't expect to get. I didn't expect to get that, to be honest. just like the guy Ray would just contact me the day before and was like, "Hey, who's the next Creator of the Month?" So I can make them a thing.
Yeah.
And
So,
I'm like, "Oh, you know what? All right."
have you gone over everything from what we're gonna do this podcast?
I believe so. Unless we want to list off which. Yeah, unless we want to lift off all the stuff we're going to talk about afterwards.
Well, we can we can take care of that later. So, I just wanna get to some questions for Apple real quick. Like, so let's
Oh,
let's
yes.
get to talk about our guest here a little bit. Like,
Okay.
Yes, that he'll actually talk. Our unwilling guest.
Yes.
Ha-
Yes, I'll actually talk this part.
That we're not holding at gunpoint.
how would you describe your videos if you were to like pitch it to somebody that have never seen them?
Unique, I
Mhm.
say, yeah. In terms of style.
Yeah, stylistic is for sure. That's one of your strong suits, I would say.
The number one thing I'll talk about in front of my school friends is like, oh, I do this style that's quite different compared to the others. But it's not. I'm not saying that it's the best, but I'm like, oh, I'll try this out. Just
But
to
it's
stand
yours.
Hmm.
out. Yeah.
So, what do you focus on then when it comes to this style? What is like something you think about when making it?
So every shot, there's always like a small bit of camera movement. It's like it'll either pan left, pan right, or it will track in or track out. And you'll see this in Red Tears Unraveled. Most of the shots were just moving, tracking shots.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
What do you started using a lot? Have you always used BSL in your videos? What did you
I
use any
started
before?
I can't remember what I used last time, but I started using BSL when I released the Project Redwood style showcase video earlier this year.
Mm-hmm. So because I feel like BSL has become really integrated into your style, with
Yeah,
like the mood and the setting and all
favorite.
that.
Yeah. My
I mean,
favorite
BSL is
shader.
great.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I messed around with it for like 20 seconds and made this awesome red light effect, and just on that I sell it to people.
I think it has become the best cinematic shader at the moment, just for like mood
Yeah.
setting.
Yeah, because you can just adjust it to whatever you want. You want a blood moon? It's a blood moon now.
Yeah, exactly.
You want a crimson day? Crimson day now.
Okay, so quickly,
Why are you so obsessed with red, dude?
who do we have in chat? We have
It's my
Ray,
favorite color.
we have Joyful, we got Hypno. Thank you guys so much for showing up. It's gonna be a lot of
Guys,
fun.
We have 0n3Appl3 here.
Yes, 0n3Appl3 is in
I
chat
know,
too.
right? I'm here. Wow.
Oh yeah.
Whoa! There's so many
Amazing.
people in the chat.
So, we're gonna be talking about scripting today. That is, which I feel like since we didn't talk that much about planning last time, it kind of goes hand in hand with scripting. That we're gonna be doing now too, so we can kind of like mix it a
Yeah.
little bit.
I do some weird stuff with scripting. I have
Do you do scripting? That's the question.
Listen, okay? It's
Mhm.
closer to scripting than anything else.
What I would call your scripting, it's a little bit scripting, I'll say that, but I think it's more planning and notes than it is scripting, if that makes sense.
You might be right on that actually. I mean, I do actually write. I usually write like final dialogue. Usually.
Mm-hmm. How are you
I
with
do get what you mean.
How are you with the scripts, Apple?
I try to follow the proper conventions of script writing, like with the script writing font, and it's at 12-point font size,
Mm-hmm.
and then I set the margins
12-point
to,
font.
That's even more technical into scripts than I do. So I don't go into size. I
and
just
then
go
I
into the
set
formatting.
margins of my page- I set the margins of my pages to 1.5 inches to the left and 1 inch to the right.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that is a lot more technical than I thought.
So here's what I do. Okay. I
Okay.
click the little button that says like text orientation, and then I click center. And then that's all I do.
Yeah.
Nice. Script done. All done. We can start filming. Okay, so
But yeah, I'm quite a I'm one of the people who just sort of sits down and starts a lot of the time. Like I'll have like one vague idea in my head, and then I'll just write a scene out of it right away.
Mhm.
Which is good and bad.
Well, I feel like it works a lot for the way you make content. Like if it works, right? So
Yeah.
there's no like right or wrong really, but it's like there's some things you can follow to help you out, and scripting with the format usually helps a lot when you make films and such, because like for one you get like the timing pretty accurate, I would say, with
Yeah.
like 1 page equals 1 minute of screen time, which
Unless you
it doesn't always add up, but most of the time, like 90% of the time, it's always added up with timing for me.
Yeah. I'm
Have
just
you-
meaning I write my scripts weird, so they never seem to quite fit that that measurement.
Hmm. Hey guys, I'm hoping you
Nice
can say
couple.
hi. I'm going to sleep soon. Oh, well. Yeah, we kind of gotta stream at this time because these two lads who are like on the other side of the earth. So this is like the best
Yeah,
timing
yes.
for all of us.
Yeah. Even though it's like blooming 6 a.m. for Apple. Poor
Mhm.
fella.
The guy who
It's 8
hasn't
a.m.
slept
for
even.
me.
Um,
It's just one of those unfortunate things.
Okay, so I have downloaded Celtex. I normally use Google Drive when making my scripts because I know how to format it myself, and I find it easier to share it with all my actors, all my people who help work on the scripts if I use Google Doc. But I will say Celtex is a great program if you don't know necessarily the formatting and you find it easier to write that way. So let's load that up.
I personally write everything in Pages.
So here I've written something that makes no sense. I literally just wrote this to show examples.
Jack is
we got
in mud and over logs.
Jack.
okay, so we start off at the top. We've got exterior, forest, day. So we got if it's inside or outside. We got the location and we got the time. So we got all the information we need. Yeah, this is Celtex. We got all the information we need at the top for when to set up your shot. You know where you're gonna be, if you're gonna be inside or outside, and you know what time of day it needs to be. And then we have the action of the scene. Jack is running through the forest, and all those things happening. And then we go to dialogue, which you have first the name, kind of centered, and then the dialogue underneath. Go a little bit back and forth, and we go back to action. And then you will see the difference from the first scene to the second scene is that it says exterior, EXD, and interior, INT, which is interior. So just to show the difference there. And I added just a little the end at the end there. Like, this is, you don't have to be more complicated than this when it comes to scripting, but I know there's a lot more technical things you can do about it.
This sounds like one of my shorts, Braigar.
It does?
You! I knew it! This reveals everything!
You know nothing. Yeah, I was just writing something. It makes zero sense, though. But I can see it now, though.
I mean,
like,
neither do my shorts.
you would write something dramatic like that, which is cool. I like your things. They're funny.
I enjoy my little shorts when I come up with them. Every now and then I'll just be doing something and I'm like, oh, that's an idea. Just tuck that away for later use.
Hypno says, I use UMe script. I have no idea what that is. Do you guys know what UMe script is?
Nope.
No.
He says it uses the same software as Celtics,
It uses the same
but that doesn't make sense to me.
Okay. So probably that it's similar or something. Anyways, so what you do in this program, let's start a new one here. We can go from action to scene heading. So just do EXD, it will write it for itself. What place shall we do, guys?
Theme park!
Theme park. And this is gonna be day or night?
Night.
Night. Okay, then we press enter and we go instantly to action. It just automatically sets it up for you. And what's gonna be happening in this theme park?
Okay, there's
murder.
been a murder.
Okay.
The Ferris wheel has murdered someone, and it's got a knife strapped to, like, one of the wheel carts. And it's...
Okay, so some people have gathered in the theme park because
surrounding a body who has been viciously thrown from the carriage of the Ferris wheel.
Because of a murder. Okay, we're not gonna overcomplicate it. They have gathered there. Then we're gonna go click action to character. We're gonna have Joziah. And what does Joziah say?
It was the Ferris wheel! The Ferris wheel did it!
I don't know how to spell that. It was...
Ferris.
No, it was Apple. And
That's me.
Apple, what do you say to that?
Subscribe to MachinimaHub.
To TheMachinimaHub. And what does Joziah respond?
I mean, true, MachinimaHub is the best place to get all of your MachinimaHub news and trailers.
It's the best place to get.
It just turns into an
Oh,
advertisement.
News
Don't worry,
and
I planned this
trailers. Okay,
This was my plan all along.
so that now we set up a little scene. They nod in agreement and leave. That's a scene. We're done.
And we didn't resolve the murder.
No, they just forgot about it. It all became like an advertisement.
I
Anyway.
mean, like, if we wanted to make things more clear, we could have someone go, "There's been a murder!" And then, like, it goes like, boom, like, cut from black to the thing to make it all dramatic.
Oh yeah. Okay, so somebody runs in. Let's name them somebody.
Gray.
Wait. There has been a murder. And then wait.
The murderer was Alfredo, says Ray.
They're not in agreement and leave. Somebody comes running over. There's been a murder.
Why did those guys just look at it and leave? Somebody call the cops!
Wait, would this count as a transition, like a fade? Yeah, fade to black.
Yeah.
Or cut to black. That's whatever. Cut to black. And
Yes.
the end. Sure, we'll go with that. You guys have fun. I'm going to good night.
Good night, Scuffle.
Alfredo give life, Alfredo give death. Yes. Where's the monologue in Vinny explaining their diabolical plans? Yes, exactly.
Well, listen, the villain is Alfredo, and Alfredo doesn't have a mouth, okay?
Okay, so there we've gotten a little look on how to write a script. Now we can go back to our lovely faces. So,
Your face is lovely.
so let's talk about planning then, shall we?
I just realized, Braigar, the description for the podcast doesn't have the trailers linked properly.
Uh-huh. Oh well, too late now. We're in the middle of the podcast. So,
Yeah, just something to fix afterwards.
yeah. So, let's well talk about planning a little bit. Like, how do you go about planning Joziah and Apple?
Depends. It depends on what I'm planning. Because there's some things I take more seriously than others.
Mm-hmm. Let's say a series project.
A series project I actually do take quite seriously.
Okay.
No, but I'll usually. The first thing I usually do with a series is if I'm wanting it to be a series, I usually have a lot of ideas around the same character, and I want to do a lot with them. So I'll go, okay, so where does this end? What is my end goal for this character, and what is my sort of overall feel for this project that I want, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for instance, I've been working on Silverblade, and without spoiling too much, I know that I want it to be difficult for the main character.
Yeah.
I want the whole thing to feel difficult, and sort of as a subversion of one sort of kind of show that you guys probably haven't even watched.
Probably anime.
Oh, yeah.
So it is an anime, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Could see that coming.
But like basically I know, okay, I could possibly do like follow-up stories, and I have some ideas for those as well, but if I was to do just say one season, it should end when this character dies.
Oh, okay.
But so like, you know, like the big bad guy dies, for example.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So like, I go, okay, so I need to get the main character strong enough to kill that character, and then like have other stuff to come along the way, like, oh, and I want to have this character should appear like around here, and so I lay out an outline.
Mm-hmm. So the thing
And then once I have that outline, I just wing it, making sure to adhere to the outline.
Uh-huh. So
I just I go along the script and just start writing.
So the annoying
I'll
thing
come up
I
with
would
some
add
different
to
stuff.
that then is why? Why do they do that? Like that's the thing I've been driving my projects with throughout for a long time now. It's like somebody taught me this, like always ask why are they doing it, so that you make sure that the points you use in your story matter, or at least for your story. It matters for your characters. Like make sure always ask why, and always ask what if, because what if has made so many cool twists or turns that I never expected the story to go in.
Yeah.
Which has been so helpful, and I've been doing it a lot with since we have Apple here. It's good. Like I've been working a lot with Apple lately on his projects, and it has been really. I've been doing a lot of that with Apple. Yeah, I've been asking him about his projects, doing a lot of what if.
What if is really fun. Silver Blade actually just started as a what if in my head.
Yeah.
Basically, here's the thing. I was trying to learn about lucid dreaming, and I was trying this trick where it's like, oh, plan a little adventure for yourself, right? So I planned this little adventure where at the end, it starts off, you meet this character, she gives me a superpower, we go do some fun stuff together, and then she leaves. But then I was like, what if when she leaves, everything just goes wrong? Because, I wasn't the intended recipient of that power. And then I changed things around, made it so that the main character wasn't me, and turned it into a story.
Yeah, just made it less about me and made it an actual story. No.
Yeah. Because, I mean, the lucid dream was a lot more simple. The lucid dream plan, it was just like, small, fun adventure. But then I got to thinking about it afterwards while I was, at a job, working on stuff. I'm, cutting bread, going
I think some of the best stories are made around what if.
Yeah.
Because that's imagination at its purest, right? What if that happened? That's the thought of, I want to know that kind of idea, and you want to explore that what if.
What if the character that Braigar plays died?
What? No. What if Braigar didn't die? What if?
What I'm thinking.
That doesn't make sense, Braigar. That would never happen.
It will.
I mean, there has been projects I haven't died in. It just so happens to be more so I died than not, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I really do it the normal way, but I have started doing outlines for bigger projects. I don't really do outlines for small stuff. If it's a scene that I can completely picture in my head, I'll just write it.
Yeah. I think planning is
for
necessary.
Silver Blade, I really wanted an outline because I knew it was more story focused than what I normally go for.
Yeah, you don't want to end up with a Star Wars Disney sequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Speaking of planning,
right? I don't know how publicly I mentioned this, but every episode of Elemental Dreams has an outline of sorts.
Yeah. Yeah, those are
that's the roleplay one.
Yeah, they are. Those are roleplay though. You work around notes and outlines for that stuff. You don't have scripts and stuff. Some people do.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're good roleplays.
My scripts are kind of like notes.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I want to bring up the Star Wars thing again, because I feel like that's a good example of not good planning. Because what they did would
I want to talk about as well. So yeah.
So what they did with the Star Wars series, they can be decent movies on their own, right? Because what they did was that they had a new director per piece, but they didn't seem to plan an overall story arc for the 3 films, right? It's it seemed like J.J. Abrams was doing something, then Rian Johnson came in and he just did something different. He tossed Luke's lightsaber over his shoulder. That was basically what he did. What it felt like he did with the storyline.
That was what Force Awakens led up to. Was that?
Yeah, and he just tossed it over the shoulder. That's what the story feels like.
Was it a funny joke? Yes, for 20 seconds before it began to sink in the implications.
Yeah, but then you think about it. But that's
also spoilers, but it's been a year or two already, right? So it doesn't really matter. I still think that Luke dying is the stupidest thing ever. Because there's this thing I like to call suspension. Suspension of disbelief, right? It's sort of like that. Everyone has a different level of suspension tolerance for a given show.
Mm-hmm.
Which is how much they can take before your suspense of disbelief is broken.
What about this breaks it?
As soon as your suspense of disbelief is broken, you become extremely critical of the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
That's my personal theory.
I mean, that lost me like early on.
Yeah. The thing is, you can build it back, but one of the things you want to be careful of is you really don't want to break it near the end of your movie, because you want to leave people with a good taste in their mouths, even if there was one or two things like Admiral Holo. There was stuff like that bothered me throughout the movie, but overall, I would have said, if it wasn't for Luke dying at the end, I think I would have come out of that movie and said, I mean, it was alright. You know?
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun ride. It was nothing amazing, but it was a fun ride. I think that's what I would have come out and said, right? But Luke's death doesn't make sense and is incredibly major. It's the sort of thing
that leaves you with a bad taste
right
in your mouth when you leave at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think those big things are actually the big things that break your suspension of disbelief are a bigger problem than the smaller things you notice once it's broken.
But that's an interesting question when it comes to, like, is that bad storytelling on the film, or is it bad storytelling because what it does to the Star Wars legacy?
Yes.
Yes. I mean, I think it's bad storytelling from the point that it feels like it's fun when we do it with the Continue the Story project, right? It's a fun collab where it's not taken very seriously. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Project between creators. But that shouldn't be Star Wars. They shouldn't do that with the main series, the saga. They shouldn't do a Continue the Story like project. Sorry,
you've got me started on Star Wars, Braigar. You're never going to be able to stop me now.
Well, we should keep it on topic. The reason why I bring up stuff is we're not making it a Star Wars podcast, Ray. It's a good point in storytelling. I just wanted to dip into the Star Wars point of what they have done is not good storytelling, in my opinion.
Yeah, but one thing you should be careful of is exactly Luke dies for no reason. You really want to avoid that kind of thing happening in your story. That kind of, oh hey, this character died because I said so, even though we've shown people using this power before and it didn't kill them.
It was fake.
Yeah, because that was such a hype moment when Luke's like, aha, you shot at me but I'm still alive, and he's like, how are you alive? And he swings the lightsaber and you think he's dead but he's still alive, and then you find out he was never there and it makes so much sense and he bought time for the people to escape, but then he dies anyway, so what was the point of him not actually being there?
Okay, let me bring up a good example of consistency. Lord of the Rings, right? That trilogy was done. They filmed that back to back, same director. A story go from A to B to C, that is a consistent story to the point. And even Marvel, who has so many different directors, they are more consistent.
Yeah, and they did Endgame and Infinity War at the same time, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, but even that, I feel like Endgame is so consistent to the whole universe as it has been to that point. As Endgame is a celebration of the whole universe, more so than what Infinity War is. Yeah. Sorry, Apple, we're kind of talking over here. What is your opinion on the consistency issue? Do you have the opinion on do you agree with the consistency issue of Star Wars, for example? And what do you have a good example for consistency, or do you think it's not important?
I don't really have a strong opinion about script consistency, but...
So you think the creators can be a little bit wild with consistency?
I mean, for me, I'm not consistent, especially with creative deficit. That was just so out of the blue.
Yeah, but the thing is, though,
it's all right, okay. Because the softer a magic system you have, the more you can get away with stuff. My issue is when you break an existing rule.
Mm. Well, I just want to bring up the fact that
ever be allowed to break existing rules, except when another rule provides a natural exception.
Mm. I just want to bring up the fact to Apple. For example, you said you don't care about the consistency, right? But what are you doing right now? You're rebooting your universe to make it consistent.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Well. Yeah.
I mean, there must be a reason why you wanted to do that, right?
Yes, because it confuses some viewers.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to.
So it is a
get
good
rid of
thing.
Some... Yes. Yeah, it is a good thing. Oh, yeah, that's what I should have said in the first place. What the hell?
Apple.
So,
oh, what a
silly apple.
So
Yeah, I like to say a good rule of thumb is if you decide on a rule for your world, even if it's one you haven't said yet, write it down. Just have a text document that's like, you know, rules in this world.
have you guys broken any rules?
Don't think I've written any rules for my universe.
I think I have been more on you about your own rules than you have been on your own rules. Because I feel like I've gotten on you for some facts about the new series, which is awesome, by the way. I love this series. It's gonna be awesome when it comes out.
Yes.
Well, actually, let's get into news a little bit. I feel like we talked about the story for a little bit now.
Yeah, we've talked about story enough now, probably.
Okay, so since I just mentioned it, it's in the news here. Apple has joined the TSC studio. How do you feel about that, Apple?
Oh boy,
Excited.
everyone's getting in
Can't wait
studios
to get
these
to
days.
work.
Mm-hmm. So, well, I basically make sure things happen and stuff like that within the TSC studio. But like, how has it been for you joining TSC studio, and do you feel that it has helped you being with other creators that like kind of like work on the same project while also like doing their own things? Like, tell us about.
Chance to cry for help, Apple.
Yes, tell us how terrible I have been to you.
No, you've been very kind to me. I'll say that. But yeah, being around with like-minded creators has helped me improve my craft. Yeah, definitely from a story standpoint too, with you helping me produce my new series.
Mm-hmm. Also, you have had Simon helping out too.
Yep. Hey Simon, if you're still watching.
Yeah, I think we have had a good partnership since you joined, and you have also been helping us with the TSC projects we're working on too, which has been really helpful. I like not everybody has the time to like sit down and just take a little bit of time to help out, and you have been really good at like even before you officially joined the team, you were like, okay, I'm gonna take some effort into it and looking at it, which is really helpful. One of the main reasons why we asked you to join. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do unto others as you do it to them, kind of things.
In other news,
Yes.
Yeah.
the MachinimaHub, known as a Twitter.
Woo, Twitter! I've been having too much fun with that Twitter. Literally, and I'm like sitting here aching for somebody to post something. Like, I want to post something. I want to post something on the Twitter.
Yeah. No, I remember Kit Kat was telling me she was freaked out because every time she would post something, it would just get like immediately retweeted.
Yeah, it's like I'm waiting.
She's just like, is he just like waiting all day for any chance?
Yep, I actually am. I'm like sitting here tip tapping. Like, is anyone gonna post something now?
Meanwhile, you look at my Twitter and it's like.
Yeah, the few times like I've seen you come on is when I've told you, hey, I tagged you.
Yeah, I mean, if you tag me, I'm a talkative guy, so like if you tag me and I see, I'll be like, oh, hello. But I don't really post anything of my own.
But I must say though,
the
Twitter has helped the community a lot. I think, like, we have seen so many more people become aware of the MachinimaHub because of the Twitter. Which I thought it would be like, it's gonna be a thing. Not many people are gonna care that much about it. But hey, we did it. But no, it's actually like people have been finding the community. People have been interested in the community and come to join us. We have seen so many more people come into the Discord because of it. and we see.
Yeah, it has been nice. We've been getting people again. We were kind of not getting people for a while.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, and I think it's a nice way of sharing people, like promoting. Like it's really what we should be doing. Like we are here to help the community, and that's just another way of helping them get shared. Because like not many people get their stuff shared, and they.
Yeah, we kind of have to be a tiny community because YouTube isn't going to do it for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
I think the Machinima Hub is necessary because of that reason. That Machinima's animation and roleplay animation is more popular than the other ones, but Machinima and roleplay, anyways, they are really there are some
They have
really
their
good.
audiences, but
They're
their
even gotten
audiences
better. I
struggle
think.
to actually find it stuff.
I think Machinimas and roleplays have gotten so much better since the time when it was popular. But
Yeah.
it's just not popular anymore in that sense that it searches a lot. And I think building a community like this is gonna help give some value or like some a good platform to find it and share it. And
And I mean, like, my first video that, like, really blew up, that was, like, one of my roleplay ones, like, my first roleplay video, it's... I mean, it's alright, but it's also terrible at the same time.
Mhm.
That's
But-
one of those things. I've gotten so much better at, like, everything.
But it was the time when roleplays were like a popular thing, right?
Yeah, it was, like, 2016.
Yeah, that was it was so strange when Machinimas and roleplays became so big all of a sudden. I remember.
I hope they do it again, to be honest.
Well, that depends
Yeah.
if Minecraft is gonna keep being big. And then you have like.
I don't think Minecraft is ever gonna fully die.
No, I don't think it's gonna fully die, but it had like a peak this summer. And now
Ray
it's.
says roleplay greater than Machinima's. Yep.
Yeah, but you make Machinimas, Ray, not roleplays, even though you title all your Machinimas roleplays.
Oh no, Braigar, we were just talking about which one gets more views.
But do they though? I
have no idea.
because I think
It just depends on your country.
yeah, but no, I don't think they do though. I think
feel
they
like
get.
us being
I think they get
Machinima
about the
helps
same
us
much.
not, like, it helps us not kind of contest with the roleplay community that also exists.
Mm-hmm.
I think it helps in that regard. I also think that those guys don't have a YouTube channel.
Who?
So we're winning there! We've got a whole 98 subscribers over him.
Nice. Okay.
Do you want to explain Machinicon? Because I don't really know what's going on with that.
Well, what Ray told me about it is not much, but I'm sure he's gonna bring more news as that gets closer. But Machinicon is gonna be a con of Machinimas. People are gonna introduce their projects, I believe, talk about them, maybe show some trailers, teasers, and stuff like that. And yeah, it's what a con is, pretty much.
Okay.
And yeah, lastly, you want to talk about the blockbuster update?
Hang on. What's been updated since last time? Hold up.
Well, he did a particle morph thing.
Is that all? Is it just the particle morph?
He
I
did
was hoping
something
there'd be
before
more.
that too.
The particle morph is cool.
Yeah.
Especially because you can
Cool.
use morphs as well.
I don't know what to do with it yet. I feel like I can do something with it, but I don't know what yet. Like, do you guys have any
For
examples of
me,
what you can
It's all
use?
about being able to tag it onto body
Yes.
parts that makes it so good.
Like, what can you do with it though on body parts?
Well, for instance, right?
Yeah.
You could do a rocket ship landing.
Hey.
Okay.
Okay, wait, here's the thing, right? Let's say you've got a rocket ship taking off, actually, okay?
Yeah.
And you've got, you've set up the thing so it's got this really cool, fire on the bottom. But then you also want it to just be, spraying fire out.
I like the sound effect. Of
Spraying fire particles out of the bottom to give a better feel of it, of the fire dispersing. You can do that, and you can have it, actually mapped to the rocket as the rocket flies off.
It's basically just particles shooting, pretty much.
Yeah, But you can't normally tie them to an actor so easily, and I think that's the real.
Yeah, that requires some code or plugin most of the time, or like a mod or like an extra mod.
Like
I mean.
you can use particles, like in Red Dust where I mentioned I actually couldn't get the particle morph to work at the time. I was having some weird thing where I was using the latest dev build and it would crash whenever I morphed into the rocket.
Oof.
Because for those that don't know, I do some stuff for KitKat. I'll like record some stuff in Blockbuster and then send it to her to actually record it in Minecraft. Like record the shots.
Yeah, that was really good. Cool spaceship shots in that film.
Dude, I was so proud of that spaceship. You don't really get a clear shot of like the fires sometimes, but like.
No, I think you showed good.
I was really proud of those thrusters.
Is there any news that we have not written down that we should talk about?
Nothing's coming to mind.
Well, we can mention what we're gonna do at the end of the year.
Oh yeah. We're thinking about doing like a creator of the year.
Which is gonna be different than from deciding creator of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah, there'll be
Because
some
you
other
have
benefit to it. Like
yeah,
maybe just a role that just lasts until next year instead of just for a month.
But you like have to. We can give them like a role like 2019 creator or something like that.
Oh yeah, just like a new role for each one.
Yeah, like 2020 for next year and stuff. Because we're gonna be around for the next year.
Yes.
But
What
yeah.
could possibly go wrong? Just
But
like the creator gets 2019 of the year, and then Copper just comes in, YouTube shuts
Bye
down.
bye.
Like, well, never get another one.
Well, I'll say this though. Even if YouTube shuts down, if like worst case scenario, YouTube is no more, we don't have that as an option anymore. I will still be making machinimas and videos and stuff like that. It's just not gonna be YouTube, but I'm still gonna be making them.
Yeah, I'll probably spend less time on it, but I'll still do it.
Yeah, I guess that's something. That's news, right? The copper thing. I am not so worried. I am not so worried about it.
There's just so much information and misinformation running around at once.
Yeah.
I don't think we can really
I don't think
weigh in on it.
Yeah, I don't think there's nothing to panic
what
about
I think
that. Yeah.
is that stuff is messy. People are gonna fight for it to change, and then it'll change.
Yeah. Yeah. From what I've heard though, they FTC aren't really the bad ones in this case. It's mostly YouTube.
Everyone is the bad one here, Braigar. FTC and YouTube. Okay.
Yeah, but
Because
they seem to understanding though.
The FTC say they understand that there's a distinction. That's good. They say that they don't intend to shoot down creators like fish in a barrel apparently anymore. But
That was
here's the
YouTube.
thing, they still can.
But they won't though.
Well, I mean, do we just take them at their word for that? Or
I
should
do.
we try and actually have the rules be a bit restricted so
I
that
think
they
if
can't just do it to literally anyone?
I think if anything, we should be pushing YouTube, who seem to be the ones who did not want
Oh,
to
we
be.
definitely should be pushing YouTube
Because
as
like,
well. I'm
if
just
you think
saying
about it,
that
it's
there's
their
no
fault in
black
the
and
first
white
place,
here.
right? Like, who was it that made it so that creators had to make kid-friendly content? YouTube.
Honestly, I feel like we could fix all of this just by actually age locking the website.
Yeah,
okay?
but
Like,
they're not going to do that.
you can't watch. Make it so that you can't watch adult set videos if you're coming from off platform. Or like if you're not signed in, and then like to create an account you have to be 13.
Okay, so
Like surely there's got to be a way to organize that. Anyway, I don't want to focus on the copper stuff. I'd rather focus on Machinima.
yeah, well, it is relevant. I think it's good that we mention it at least. But so is there anyone having auditions right now? Besides, like I know Simon wanted me to mention that he has an audition going on right now, which he has been having some struggle actually getting some auditions. But like Apple, you for some reason you have been getting auditions out of the blue without doing anything, which I don't understand.
No idea what is going on. Yeah, I know. I don't understand. I don't know what's the draw, but
Like it's good for you though. Like
Oh no,
you've
what's
been
happening?
you oh no what's happening.
yeah.
You-
You know what's
I think
happening.
the memes are the draw.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to work for the owner. What's happening, man?
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Wrong.
So,
Wrong.
but it's interesting.
Well,
I want
I
to.
got this feeling that Machinima Hub is going to get bigger next year. It better.
I would like it to, honestly. Like, I've been putting a lot more effort into Machinima Hub, mostly because I've been sick, and Machinima Hub has been the easiest thing to work on while being sick. But I want.
We'll see. We Reliance like Braigar.
I mean, it is hard to work on your own channel and work on the Machinima, because you got to treat it like your main thing too, in a way, for it to do well. Like, you got to put a decent amount of effort into this.
Which is why I wish we could get more people doing things for it on the side.
Yeah, I would honestly like
Because
that too.
Like here, anyone who's in the chat and wants to do something for the hub, it's technically like open. You can just make something, send it to us, and we'll upload it.
Yeah, if you want to make a video for the hub YouTube exclusively, that is cool. Of course, we upload your trailers, teasers.
And like one of the ways to make a YouTube channel grow is just to get lots of videos coming out. Especially if they're all good.
Yeah, but that's gonna be harder.
Like, yeah, that will be harder. But I want everyone to be making better stuff, so you know.
Because like it's you got to think everybody's gonna put their own channel first.
Yeah.
So making something for the hub is not gonna be a priority.
Yeah, but if we plant the idea, someone in the back of their mind might get an idea for something to go on the hub, and then they might make that, and that would help.
Yeah, it would help.
So that's why I'm just suggesting.
But not only making stuff for the hub, though. Like, if you want to help us promote the hub, if you want to help us make, for example, like pictures, or if you want to help with resources, I think is the best thing we have at the moment. We're gonna update the new skin pack soon, right, Apple?
Yep.
Yep, we're gonna.
Yes.
I still need to work on my super special skin pack one.
And then I create some music that you guys can use as in resources. Like, you guys can help. If you guys can help with that, if you have any resource,
and I pretend that I'm doing something useful.
If you guys have any resource you think you can provide to the hub, that would be super helpful. Because we building this together, like making it easier for each other to make machinimas.
And also, I want everyone's machinima to be better, regardless of like, oh, I have a potato PC. Well, let's fix that. You know, let's get Minema so that you can make stuff even on a potato PC. You know, oh well, I can't set up the thing to do this. Well, here, let me teach you how. I want everyone to be able to make stuff that just looks and feels amazing.
And can I just say though, I feel like lately I've been seeing a lot more people who necessarily didn't have the most highest quality stuff become better and better for each time.
Yeah.
Like I've been seeing a huge increase in people getting better lately, and I like to think that it's at least a little bit because of the community, because of the help they're getting.
That we at least provide some resources and tutorials that people are using, and like
motivation.
It helps having the help and advice channel where someone can just go, "I've got this problem," and someone can just drop in and say, "Fix it like this."
But
because we're all quite specialized with machinima stuff, so if someone says, "Wait, how do body parts work?" someone can just drop in and give off a little tutorial.
Yeah, but also, it of course it is always down to the creator themselves and their ability and their will to do better, which is the most important part.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention while we were on the topic of scripts.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think a lot of people like to jump to getting a big team for scripts.
Oh yes.
So like, it's like, I'm gonna write my first show. I need 4 writers. No, what you need is a pen.
What if scripting isn't necessarily your strong suit?
Yeah.
Because I can think of some people that are not good at writing, and they just need somebody else to do some writing for them, because their strong suits are in somewhere else. What about situations like that?
But then anyone can get good at writing though if they spend enough time on it.
Yeah,
so
but
if
some
you
people
really
just
want
don't.
to write-
Some people just don't care though. Like, right? Like, there are people like that. They just don't
Practice
care.
makes perfect.
Like, they would rather work on the visuals than the story, for example.
Yeah, that's the one. The trouble is getting someone to write for you is difficult. Especially in this community, because it is a little bit of every man for himself. It is a little bit of that. It's difficult to go, I need someone to write something for me.
Mm-hmm.
But then, especially if you phrase it like that, but instead maybe if you phrase it as, hey, has anyone got something in progress that I could make for them?
So,
You might get more attention, I suppose. Like, a difference in the way you're presenting it, like, hey, I'll make your script, rather than, can someone script something for me to make?
yeah.
I wonder if that would make a difference. That's just a random thought that came to my mind. But anyway, the point I was trying to make is, I think sometimes people just go like, you need a big team to be working on Machinima.
They think it's
where
like the
that's
default.
really not the case.
Yeah, it is not a must, but I think there are situations. There are always situations, right? There are always.
Yeah, there are always
okay.
situations where more people can work.
Yeah.
But
And so I just.
I think if you're not organizing it correctly, having more people just makes things worse.
Yeah, I feel like I will say this though, and I've told this to you too. Scripting and planning phases have been better for me with more people. Like, I feel like some of the best content I have made has been because the people that I've had helping me, like Apple, Simon, and Invin, and Pillow. Those guys, like the people I have around me helping with my project, I help with their projects. Because of our relationship like that, I feel like those projects have been a lot better because of more minds.
Yeah. And if you can do that and make it work, that's fine. But I think you should start by trying to do stuff yourself and sort of proving yourself a little bit. Because let's say you are one of those people that doesn't really get the scripting, but you really can do those visuals, okay?
Mm-hmm.
If you do that, someone is going to pick up, this guy did, the story was really bad, but the visuals were great. If he had a good story.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
That's the situation
And
where I
then
say though.
maybe you can find someone who has the opposite problem. Oh, my stuff looks really bad, but the story is good.
Yeah.
And then you keep an eye out for those people once you've made your own thing, and then
Yeah,
you've
that's
already
the
found out
situation
your own
I meant.
strength.
Like the situation where I think it's good to find somebody else that can maybe write when your strong suit is somewhere else.
Yeah, mixing strengths, working
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. Little impatient there, Scott.
Sorry, Scott, we're not going to reveal that until we've gone through all of the Machinimas.
Every man for themselves.
We do the trailers
in
now, by the way, it's
community.
been an hour.
So I always pushed for people to. Well, I don't think it's every man for themselves necessarily. Because I think more so now with our community, I think it's everybody together kind of thing. But I think you should never be reliant on other people to get your stuff done. Like if I lost everybody helping me with my projects, I wouldn't blame them for my project not getting done, because it's my project, and I am the only one reliable
you just have
to
to
get it
sometimes
done.
accept you can't get people, and you just have to finish another project by yourself and just try to improve by yourself as much as you can.
It's always,
for instance, like the people I had in Elemental Dreams, most of them dipped on me.
Mhm.
And so I basically had to do a sort of soft reboot.
Yeah, you have to do that sometimes, and it's okay, because we live in a situation here where most of us can't pay for this, and as long as we can't pay for it, we can't demand from people.
Complain.
Yeah, because they're offering their help to us, and if they can't do it anymore, if they don't want to do it anymore, we can't necessarily. Well, you have this part already. It's too late.
Volunteer stuff.
Yeah.
Because the reality of the matter is, if they refuse to do what you ask, well then, that's it. That's all you get. Even if they've said they'll do something, let's say something comes up and they're just like, I don't want to do it anymore. Even if they promised they would do it, you can't push them.
Yeah, exactly right.
Ray says, I acknowledge that having others helps, but at the end of the day, I'd rather learn how to make an animation than pay someone or ask someone who doesn't have the same passion as me. Yeah, see, I can understand that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we hit 100 now? Awesome.
Yay!
Woo!
Happy 100 subscriber special!
Woo! We're doing it right now. Okay, well, I think that's a good time to start looking at some trailers, don't you guys think?
Okay.
Yeah.
Film.
First is the Song of War full trailer. Ooh.
Yes. Oh. If you can't tell, I'm excited about this one. Let's see that it's popping up. I gotta stop the music.
I've got it queued up for me.
Okay. Oh, don't worry. We have yours in line. Okay, so back to 0. Both of you ready on Songs of War? It's an animation from what are they called? Black Plasma Studio. Yeah, they make some insane animations, and the fact that they have gone and made a series, a fantasy series, has me so excited. The first episode was so good. Anyways, okay, ready, Apple?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, I'll do the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go.
There was a time when Indanites ruled the land and their dragons soared the skies. They never clashed in battles of unimaginable force.
It's funny, it reminds me of Hytale right away.
Undead were a menacing threat to be
It does
feared,
actually,
even
and the guy like
Aldoni
walking with the
clans
staff.
wielded
Yeah.
great songs of power.
It's
Time
Slender!
is over.
I believe that time is coming again.
There have
Oh,
been
look at that
rumors
battle.
of necromancers who seek to control the undead and use them as an army.
We were beginning to think you had backed out on our arrangement, Jalkar.
They were Voltaris. At least 7 of them. I have reported this to the Masters, but they refuse to take action.
So many years have we prepared for this. And you are not about to interfere.
We both might be more of the lone wolf type, but right now we have a common goal. We might as well use that and work together.
This job has already become far more trouble than it was worth.
I'm really going to travel with you?
The Ender Knights used to protect the land alongside their dragons.
It's Enderboy.
That was years ago.
I have fought against your kind for
I like the way
200
they
years,
twist
Tigran.
like Minecraft.
Whatever the Voltaris are planning,
Yeah.
I will stop it.
We will
Like
send
they got
word
this
to the
race
other
and their
clans
whole base is
and
like
gather
a
all our
race. They
Dune
have the
warriors
Ender,
who are willing
they Ender
to fight.
When we find this Necrolord, I'll kill him myself
Yeah.
and the rest will falter.
You will watch helplessly as everything you fought for is destroyed and burned.
Run, Sen! Now!
That tower falling in the background, by the
Yeah.
way.
Heck yeah. So good.
Yes, yes, yes.
Squad rolling up.
So yeah, that was cool.
That is awesome. I am amazed.
I don't tend to watch stuff like off that it wasn't posted on the hub, to be honest. But like, I did watch that one. Cause like, I tend to go like, oh, that wasn't made by someone in the hub. I'll skip that. I'm gonna be watching lots of stuff, but I decided to watch that one anyway because it looked really hype.
The thing I really like about this, and I think is so cool, is that this is basically the Lord of the Rings, the high quality blockbuster Game of Thrones big fantasy show of the animation machinima like world, pretty much. This is the highest at the moment, I think, in production value we have at the moment.
I just can't get over how amazing those visuals are.
Yeah, they...
The one thing I think is I really think that their custom race looks kind of weird. I think because none of them wear clothes. Which, now that I've said that, you're never going to be able to unsee it.
I mean, I think if we can get used to a gnome and a nutcracker in a zombie apocalypse and take that serious, I think we can take this serious.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. I just worry I'm not going to be able to tell them apart.
Oh, yeah, that's a fair point, because they are very similar.
But one thing I did like...
I think they did
weapons.
weapons.
The actual episode for a minute.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know how there's that bit where there's the yellow one and then he reveals himself to have been the red one all along?
Yeah.
What I find interesting is that if you actually look at him the whole time, his shade of red is closer to orange than all of the others.
Uh-huh.
Like, in every shot he's in, he's like orange instead of red.
I just like the fact that he slightly changes his color. Oh, it's a different person. it's like Clark Kent taking his glasses off. What? It was you?
Like, even in universe, changing your color makes you indistinguishable.
I just found that funny, but it was so good though. I am still amazed by the show, and I can't wait for the next one. Like, it's one of the I love this kind of stuff. There's not enough for this shit.
Who was amazing was yellow, so that I just find that interesting.
Like, this makes me wish Chief could have made Levis Lair as a full animation, because like I saw the teaser or trailer that he has for the comic book he's making, the animation he's been working on the stream. I saw that today, and it's so good.
It is. It's so good.
Yeah. Okay. So
Alright,
next.
should we roll into the next trailer?
Yeah. What is next? What is next on the list?
Trust Us.
Trust
by
Us.
Sean Films.
The
Hi, Sean.
The horror that is not a horror. No, I said 0. Okay. Both of you ready on?
Yep.
0.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, and go.
I just Sean's added to his cards. He's putting the cards on the live stream.
This guy just dropped his bag. It's a musical, guys. I think I did not expect the effects used in the trailer, which was really good. Oh, copyright.
Yes.
Enjoy the copyright claim, Braigar.
Yeah, I shut that down so quickly.
I live for the effects. It's amazing.
Yeah, the effects were really cool, and I don't know. I don't know what I expected when I first went to go watch it, but it wasn't this, and I was pleasantly surprised. And yeah,
unfortunately, right? Like I didn't watch it when it came out, like you guys did. I saw like the comments on it afterwards because it was too late and I had to go to bed. So like I already knew what it was gonna be like.
Well, the thing is, I don't know if I like the fact that it did not include any of the musical parts or not.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I feel like
I would have liked to see like at least a bit of the dance sequence.
Yeah, at least like maybe if I think it would have been cool to have this trailer we had right now and then just cut straight to the musical at the end there. I think that would have been cool. Like, bang.
Yeah.
This is what this actually is.
It's a musical. Yeah. And then like they're actually dancing to it.
Yeah. God, I just imagine the emoticon dances to that song now.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't even. Well, no, it's still a good teaser trailer. Like, but maybe if you do another one, show a little bit more of the musical too. I think would be good.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. I mean, or just just finish the film.
Just finish it. Take your time. Don't rush it.
Okay, Hypno keeps asking if his trailer is part of the list. I do not believe it is, Hypno. I went and looked through like the MC Machinimas, so if you posted it there,
well, it would have been in the teasers.
Did he have something in teasers?
I don't know. That's where a teaser trailer would be, though.
Anyway, we look on the hub for stuff. So if you didn't like post a link to it on the hub, and this goes for the Machinima that we like review as well, we use it as the way we find what was released like this month and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like if we don't talk about your thing, it's either because like we've got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we probably just
so
missed
if we don't
it.
talk about your thing, it's either because we just didn't know it existed, or because we didn't have the time.
We probably just missed it. Okay, so
Yeah,
next one is Survival Island.
Okay.
Okay.
I have a feeling Hypno might be talking about the Stronger Than You thing, but I wouldn't really count that as a trailer. A timeless one. I've got no idea what he's talking about.
Okay, we can look into it. Maybe we can show it next time.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. You both ready on
Yep.
Survival Island?
Yes.
It's a roleplay series, guys. Damn, it's not going to be a Machinima. Let's see. 3, 2, 1, go. What? Machinima?
Is this Machinimation? That was a roleplay!
Returns!
This isn't the roleplay, huh? No, shut it off!
False advertisement. An amazing journey.
Welcome, everyone, to
Thank you.
Pasca Island.
Pasca. Leading up to a grand finale.
Why aren't you helping?
Wow.
Superman catch someone!
What the?
Wow.
Oh, look, it's something for you, Joziah.
Was that just a JoJo like?
Probably. Well,
that was something.
Yeah.
That looks like it could be fun.
Yeah.
The action.
If it was a Machinima instead of a roleplay!
False advertisement.
Just appreciate it.
Banned from the hub!
So, I knew of the series before because like it was like this. He kind of quit right before we started the hub, or like maybe right as we started the hub, and now he's coming back to Machinima. So that's cool. But I've watched it, but I'm not so like into that. I don't know everything about it. So that's why we had Ray, who does know something about it, talk about it. So let me just play what Ray recorded about Survival Island. So you guys just be patient, don't wait.
Yes.
So let's talk Survival Island.
This is
okay.
the total drama of
Survival Island. If you don't know what Survival Island is, it's a show that Zenful Games.
Wait. We're playing Ray's review of the trailer.
All right.
So let's talk Survival Island, okay? Survival Island. If you don't know what Survival Island is, it's a show that Zenful Gamer used to put on his channel before he retired from Machinima's, where it was sort of total drama-esque and Survivor and all those survival shows where contestants compete for prizes and stuff like that, and then they get eliminated, and there's tribes and stuff like that. It's very simple. If you've seen any show like that, you basically understand the concept of Survival Island. It was a Machinima show. It was a comedy. It was fun. It was exciting. And then it just ended right there on the spot because Zenful just lost passion. And you can't really blame him because Machinimas aren't what they used to be. So it was a sad case that it ended so abruptly. And, you know, he revealed the winner in his goodbye video. So he at least gave closure to that. But in a surprise, like the biggest surprise in the community for a long time, for anybody who's been in the community for this long, Zenful returned with a new Survival Island, continuing it off from where it last ended, And it's just to fill in the pieces of how the winner that he revealed won. So I think that's going to be exciting. Unfortunately, we already know who the winner is, unless Zenful deleted the video where he said that he's retiring. But the good thing is we're going to get Survival Island back, and a possibility of a Season 2 is on the horizon if this does good, which I think it will, because Survival Island was Zenful's magnum opus. It was his calling card. It was the thing that made me become a fan of Zenful. It made a lot of people become fans of Zenful. He's going to get in the race. The Machinima community is very exciting right now, and it's just going to bring in this whole new category of stuff. You know, we don't have a survival style video or series in the Machinima community as of right now. So Zenful's going to bring in something fresh. You know, we have the superhero stuff, we have the fantasy stuff, but Zenful's going to bring in something fresh. I really hope Survival Island kind of brings that passion back into Zenful. I know I've talked to him before. He said the passion wasn't gone. It just was getting too tiring, which I can understand. I've had those moments where I'm like, is it worth it? But who knows? You know, maybe Zenful will get that passion for Machinimas back, and he'll be back to making Machinimas with him and Alec. So I look forward to it.
Yep. That was what Ray had to say about that. And
it's so boring listening to people talk, isn't it?
Wow.
Wow. Speaking of Ray, next one is the expanding the universe teaser trailer that he just released.
Okay. I'm ready.
Expanding the that's the one.
Also, quick suggestion, Brian. Next time, if we have like a Ray Talks section, we should have like a little video to do it, or just like have the monkey symbol pop up.
Okay. Yep, that's something for next time. Okay, you guys ready?
Yep, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, go.
John Jensen.
Out of everyone you could have chosen, why me?
You're a loser. Losers make the best warriors.
Your ancestors developed
Oh, that's me.
first overworld.
It's Braigar.
Not ready for soldiers, but the warrior kings.
We steal and we fight for the people. We're no strangers to blood by our merciless killing. Taking lives for an unsure future? That's not us.
I'm gonna kill you. All of you.
Now, you guys didn't come here to hear me talk, so let's get right into the first film in Phase 2.
The Iron Golem.
That would have made a good movie.
Bounty.
Uncle Connor, listen to me. There's something bad coming and I need your help.
What's coming?
Balance Act.
An invasion.
We have a duty to protect all of the realms.
That's me again.
You are Matthias. You are the Nether.
For a long time, you may have missed out on a character, and that character is Santa Man.
This is Santa Man.
Oh, he stole our 80s aesthetic.
That's right, Spacelight returns as a splash film. Guardian will be our first underwater hero exploring the deep unknown. Endermite will show the effects that the big superheroes have on the world.
We are in the end days. We destroy before we build legendaries. A force of destruction which shall become the empire of death must fall. And in that rubble what remains is a glorious new era. And they'll never see it coming.
It's as simple as this. Just when they think they got the answers, I change the culture.
Just knows all the things.
Project.
Man, Ray, I can't believe that as the only person working on any of these films that you intend to get all of these done this year.
Ray is a busy man.
I mean, how many did
Just
he do?
imagine they all come out in December. I think that would be forcing our hand to give him Creator of the Month.
Creator of the Year.
How many did he do this year?
Oh, I don't know, man. Too many.
Like Enderboy. Like, was Enderboy this year? It was, wasn't it? Yeah, Enderboy.
All of
I think,
this one was
yeah, it's
this
gotta
year.
be. 'cause it
Enderboy,
came out
Nether,
after I joined the
Steve,
server.
Lick, Legendary.
It's like all of them.
5.
Yeah.
That's 5, right? Yeah, 5.
Yeah, that's 5.
And that's a lot more than 5. That's gonna be fun. Which project are you guys most excited about?
I don't know,
Captain
there's
Nether.
so many to choose.
From
Because Captain Nether was my favorite
Captain
film
Nether?
last time as well.
You mean Nether?
Nope, Captain Nether.
Captain Nether, okay.
Yes, Nether.
See, I want
Ray
more. Like...
already said to me, like I talked to Ray, I call Nether Captain Nether.
Oh, okay.
Like Ray said to me, you realize that line was a joke, right? And I said, no.
No. Yeah. It's serious. But I'm of course I'm excited about Nether because Nether. Lick because Lick was my favorite of the ones he did before. It's gonna be cool to see what Simon does as Entity 303. He did a good job in the teaser trailer for it. Yeah, it's gonna be cool to see. Ray has increased a lot since Enderboy, so it's gonna be a lot of
that's
bangers.
one good place to talk about the improvement thing we were talking about earlier. Is just looking at Ray.
Yeah. I mean everybody though.
The fact that he has Mindman now has done so much for him.
Mm-hmm. Like, okay, so one more trailer and then we should really start getting into the...
We've already been going for an hour and a half,
Yeah.
guys. How did this happen?
Okay, because we actually went in on the theme this time. Okay, so Mr. Metal is the last one.
To accept that we're always going to be doing 3-hour streams.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like it though. I think we're having good conversations. I think it's entertaining. And yeah, we should keep going. Oh,
That's right, Team W&J. We're still going.
We're still going. Okay.
And
So,
it sounds like we might be going for another hour.
okay, Mr. Metal, let's get that loaded up. Apple, you got it up and ready?
Yep.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Thank you so much for being here, everyone. And remember, science is the future. Thank you. Have a nice night.
Alright, everyone. Time to skedaddle. The bus is waiting for us outside.
Skedaddle.
Good choice of music.
You sure you don't want to show this yet?
Certainly not. It's
Okay. There.
Hello, Adam.
Oh my god. He did
Call George.
do a good job on the sets for this.
No, George. Call George.
Ah, yes. Everyone uses Siri.
Oh, this is gonna take a while.
God damn it, Siri.
It's always Siri.
He ain't angry.
Oh no, they're frozen in time.
Mr. Metal Origins. Look at all the metal. Because Mr. Metal.
That sure is metal.
I say missed opportunity of not having metal music in it.
Hey, you don't know that, Braigar.
Okay, I
This
think.
is just the trailer.
Yeah, true.
I would actually love to. I don't know if you've heard that kind of music where it's like, like it sounds.
Yeah, like very like when they use tools to as like an instrument kind of thing. Yeah, and then you cut to the beat
I would
of
love
the
to
instruments.
have like a song like that when he's working on the machine somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would fit into the script, but if it would, that would be awesome.
Like some like metal clangs, like gunk stuff. Like, oh, that would have been good.
Cling, dun, 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 cling,
Hair Tussler, idea for next trailer. We're just coming up with all the trailer ideas for people today.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's gonna be cool. Okay, so let's actually jump into like the films we're gonna be talking about this time, because it's probably gonna take us a little while to get through these. So yeah, first up, let's get the thumbnail. Budging, we're gonna be talking about Slender. So as long as this thumbnail is on screen, we're gonna be talking about it. So if you don't wanna hear spoilers or anything about these projects, as long as this is on screen, we're talking about it. When it's gone, we'll be moving on to the next one.
That's basically the rule of thumb. So you can mute the video if you haven't watched the video and don't want to hear our thoughts on it yet.
Yeah, or if you want to come back to this later and see what we talked about and just skim over, then that's a possibility.
Have you two seen the animation by Black Plasma Studios? We
Yes.
have. We talked about it earlier.
We have. Yeah, we already watched the trailer and talked about it a little bit earlier. If you want to go back and check that out later. Slender ending is stressful. Slender has a decent machinima. They just talked about it. Yes. Okay, so let's get into Slender the case, which I think you and I have quite difference of opinion about this project, Josiah. But I'm interested to hear.
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear Apple's opinions, because we have voiced our opinions, but Apple is a very silent Apple at times, and he doesn't.
I voice my opinions very strongly in everything.
Yeah.
So
I've watched the start of it, but I haven't finished.
Oh, you haven't
so
finished it? Oh, god damn it! Then we can't get your opinion. God,
quick,
damn.
Apple, mute the stream. There's gonna be spoilers.
Wait, hold on, wait.
Okay. Okay, I'm assuming you don't care about spoilers then.
Oh no, I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll still watch it.
So, should I start or should you start, Josiah?
I mean, do you even want me to talk about it?
I mean, we know that you have strong opinions about it, but let's not be too harsh here.
Yeah. So, first of all, I didn't talk about the good too much when I talked about it on the server.
Good opportunity to do so.
I'm going to actually focus on that for a bit. Because there's definitely some improvements from Rising Storm, like how the camera movements don't make me feel sick.
Backhanded comment, but sure.
I mean that as a genuine compliment. Like he fixed that, because that was something that really got me with Rising Storms. Was I don't mean it like he's so bad at this it makes me sick. I mean literally the actual motions of the screen made me like motion sick.
Go on.
Which I do
compliments.
Get, but not very easy. So that was the definite improvement. And there were other improvements around the way. Like, he did improve in some ways, but I felt that in other ways it was a step backwards.
What was backwards?
Characters.
I disagree with you so highly on that one. I think these characters are so much better.
I thought these characters were completely and utterly bland.
But I found them more interesting, though.
Like, the detective and his wife, they had no chemistry. They weren't very fun. They just kind of seemed to exist.
Well, they were in a difficult point in their relationship too, though. So that's not fun. But
yeah, but then here's the thing, right? Because no, that's not fun, right? But for a drama, which is apparently what this was going for, you could build off of that more. It sounds like they're fine until suddenly they're not. They only have like one argument in the course of the series, and like we're told that their relationship is bad by the friend. What if you could, like, I would say, like, make it more obvious, like, because at the start of the show, the girl says, like, oh yeah, I want a kid. It's like, well, if your relationship is doing bad, why would you say that? Why would you bring that up? That doesn't make sense. Would you want a kid with someone you were having real relationship struggles with?
Yeah, but like when you're in a relationship like that, of course, like they're not having a good time, but it doesn't mean like everything. Like they still have a life together, and they probably have been together for a while, so that stuff like that would come in.
Could have done with more on-screen arguments of like over smaller things.
Probably, but I don't personally think it was that much of an issue. I think that would have
got the point across a lot better, right?
Because
because instead there's only one, and it's when things have already gotten to a big level. I think a few more heated arguments over small things that sort of eventually boil down, but show that their relationship is sort of fragile at the moment, would have really helped.
Possibly.
And would have helped their characters as well, because I feel like I didn't know anything about either character by the end of the movie. I know that the girl watches detective movies,
Yeah.
and I knew that the guy was a detective.
Also, in a lot of machinimas, you don't get that much character developments in general. Like, I know it's
No,
like
but here's
it's
the
a
thing.
weird excuse
It's
to.
a 50-minute long film. He had the time.
Yeah.
Okay, like if it was a 15-minute film, I wouldn't have minded as much.
Mm-hmm.
And I probably wouldn't have brought it up because 15 minutes you don't get as much time, but 15 minutes you've got time to develop your characters, and almost the entire show was spent on the characters doing character things. Slender was barely around.
Mm-hmm.
I would estimate that at least half of the film was actually just the guy and his wife.
But I felt like the focus was more so on the mystery, though, which they did put some thought into that
That's another
mystery.
thing. The actual moments Slender was there were the best moments, in
Like
my
that's,
opinion.
I think the thing that surprised me about Ducky this time was around the Slender settings. A lot of the time, like when the dark moments came, when the mystery came in, like when they were in that haunted forest place, and like the mood, the feeling of that place, you felt it. Like that was some genuine good filmmaking.
That was great. I just thought that the rest of the movie was kind of just not good.
Yeah, he still has stuff to work on.
He still has
like,
lots of room to grow.
Like, for example, the biggest flaw about the film, I think, was the demon in the goddamn window, the unnecessary scene, or going to the bar for no reason, and references. That's, I think, is his biggest flaw. But
By the way, here's a funny thing.
yeah,
They went to the bar for no reason in Rising Storms too.
yeah, that's kind of like stuff he'll learn though from like doing these things, and I think
Also, here's something I said. I don't think I actually said this to anyone but Kit Kat, but I said it to Kit Kat at some point. I feel like I would have enjoyed Slender the Case more if I had not seen Rising Storm.
Okay, that's an interesting thing.
This is an interesting thing for me. It felt very similar, except for the moments where Slender was around, but like not in a good way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I felt like I was sort of watching the same film. I don't know quite how to put that.
I disagree on that mostly. Well, I could tell it's the same creator, but the thing that I just...
Yeah, and I could tell it was different characters and a different relationship, but somehow it's like, I know, right? Oh, these are different characters. It's a different machinima. It's a different place. You know, and I can see all of these things visually and auditorily, but I still had this feeling of like, it feels just like Rising Storm, but not in like not in the same way. For instance, you do your TSC stuff, right?
Yeah.
But like episode to episode, it doesn't have the same feeling in the same way that this did to Rising Storms. And I wish I could pin it on something. I wish I actually had something I could point out and say, this is why, but I can't. And it drives me crazy.
Well, the thing I can say though, like, in my opinion, like he improved, like from Rising Storm to Slender, it was just such an improvement, and it was really, that was really enjoyable for me to watch. Like the fact that I was so worried because he said he made it in a week and edited it in a day, which is amazing to me. Like the fact that he managed to do that, and it still was, to me at least, enjoyable. Like I did not expect that from him, and because I kept pushing him, like, dude, don't do it in one night. Like, you get it, like, take your time, make it good. Like, of course, there's a lot of things I noticed. Like, had you spent more time on it, this could have been a lot better. But still, he managed to do an entertaining film for me. The Machinima.
Okay, actually, I think I've got it right.
Mm-hmm.
I think it does a lot of similar beats in how he moves through the story, in terms of like a lot of the time, the actual main plot of like, because in Rising Storms, right, you meet the bad guy girl sort of in the corner of the bar, and then you sort of slowly build up to finding out what's going on with that, right? But a lot of the time, you're just hanging out with Abby and Jonas. And then I think Slender is very much the same way in that regard. A lot of the time you're just hanging out with the detective and like he's talking about stuff, but he's not actually on the case most of the time.
Yeah.
And so I think perhaps that's where that feeling comes from, is that similar aspect.
Okay. I don't feel the same way about it as you do, but it might just be a difference of like how you
trying to rationalize my own thoughts.
Yeah, it's I think we just feel differently about a project, and that's good. I think that is a good thing that people feel differently. That's how films in general should be. Not everybody.
And the other thing
like
is, I don't know if I properly mentioned this, but with Rising Storms, I managed to get through it, right? Aside from the bit where I felt sick that I mentioned. But with... and I think perhaps because I'd seen Rising Storm and I felt those same beats. When I was watching when I was watching Slender, I got to a point about 20 minutes in where I just stopped and I thought, I don't want to watch this anymore.
I never felt that.
I think the fact that I got to that point is a bad point for any machinima. TWJ says, my interpretation of what Joziah is trying to say is that he feels it runs on the same formula. Yeah, it does.
I felt it was... I don't want to talk too much more about it because like we have a lot to go through and I don't want to just talk about this one.
I'll shut up about it now.
Yeah, but like in comparison to how you felt there, when we got to the end, I'm like, oh, I'm getting kind of into this. I'm liking this. This is such an improvement. I'm enjoying myself. Like that's how I felt when we got towards you, and I didn't feel like it was as long as I thought. When I looked at the time, I thought it would be. So, which I think was a major, like from my viewing experience, that was a big plus. Anyways, let's move on so that Apple has something to talk about too.
It's long, and then it takes me even longer when I go into review mode.
Okay, so wait, Apple, have you not seen Flash City?
I haven't. No, I haven't caught up with the latest episode. But...
I'm like, let's bring Apple into the conversation.
Apple, you haven't watched like anything on this list here.
I've watched 5 of the 12 that's listed.
Okay, we'll try to go.
To be fair, exams.
Yeah, you've had exams. Hello, Quacky, welcome. Okay, so let's move from Slender to Flash City. Where's the thumbnail? Where is it? There it is.
You can find it, Braigar.
There we go. So, let's talk about Flash City, Plan B, Episode 8. So, this was a really good episode.
It was.
I enjoyed it.
I don't get how he can bloomin' do the stuff he does on Xbox. Like it must be so annoying sometimes.
Yeah,
he does the sort of stuff that I like thought about doing years ago, like with the animations of like the arm moving, right? Like when he pulls himself up onto the ledge and you see him come up and then there's like the image of the arm pressing down on the ledge.
Yeah. Like
that's the sort of stuff I used to imagine myself doing back in the day.
Yeah, like that's how I feel with a lot of the stuff he does with his Xbox crew. It's like it reminds me of the body actor
cool
era.
Way. That's like the fancy editing way to do it when we all just do it with Blockbuster. We cheat.
Yeah. I mean, it has helped us so much though. But the fact that he doesn't need it, which is what is so cool. Like, I still remember my reaction when he told me.
If it wasn't for Blockbuster, I wouldn't be as highly regarded. And Kabiki would just like be sitting on a throne above all of us.
God damn Kabiki.
Including McCourse, yes, because if Blockbuster didn't exist, McCourse wouldn't be making Teletubby videos.
Yeah, of course. So, we kind of like the season overall. It felt like it had like it got a lot more serious in season 2. You know, like you could feel the tone getting heavy with the second one, and like the goal of the series got so much clearer.
And they've been killing off like main characters.
Yeah, especially this one.
Like, but I still feel like there's something going on with the gnome that we don't understand yet.
Mm-hmm.
Because do you remember that zombie early on in season 1? The weird zombie shows up and they shoot it with the arrows and it does nothing. They hit it with the axe and it does nothing. But the gnome was able to kill it with his hat.
Oh wait, I don't remember this. It's been a while.
That was like in season 1.
Oh, it's season
And,
1.
Like, I don't
okay.
know. Of course, I don't know exactly how well thought out it is, but I actually suspect that the gnome is stronger than we think.
Mm-hmm. Maybe. Wouldn't surprise me.
I have a feeling he's going to be able to beat the Sewer King. Because, like, the Sewer King has his trident, right? And that's the thing that makes him really strong.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like the gnome has his hat. And he just lost the diamond sword he's been using. So now he's going to have to use the hat instead.
Those trident shots, so like when he throws it. I love it when he throws a trident, because it's so cool.
By the way, for anyone watching, beware, Flush City is kind of R-rated.
Well, it's really like when it comes to like machinimas and stuff, like R-rated is basically rated teen, because it's not as bad looking as.
There's a point.
But
one of the guys falls down on a spike, and you see it's still beating heart, beating the end of the iron pole. I think it's still kind of fair to call it like MA.
The imagery is very grotesque. It's not like you see. It's not like you're looking at an actual dead body, but like it's not like live action. But it's still like the idea of it is very grotesque. And like I remember,
that was a real beating heart, or like a depiction of one. And like people's heads get cut off. And
okay.
Listen, what I'm saying is, if you're bad with gore, you might want to skip on this one.
Maybe. Like I remember there was that scene when my character had that arrow in his knee, and he's like moving it about to get it out, and like the sounds of it, like I'm sitting there like cringing to myself,
Yeah,
I'm like, oh god, oh no, the sound.
And then like there's the guy with the shard of glass that goes into his eye. Oh. That one.
According to
like, just,
rules,
like the
still
starter eye glass goes into like the actual eyeball, and you see it like split and bleed.
Yes, lovely.
So yeah, not for the faint of heart.
Yeah, maybe not. Probably the most R-rated you get with like a machinima.
Yeah.
Okay. On to the next one.
One thing I found interesting before we move on, real quick. Isn't it? I feel like somehow Xbox and PC, even taking all other things out of consideration, they give off different feels.
Oh yeah, they definitely do. Like the Microsoft Minecraft is very visual, if that makes sense. Like it's you notice there's something there.
Yeah, it's hard to put your finger on it because it's not just the textures, right? Because it was noticeable even before the textures diverged.
Also movements. I would say movements is noticeable.
Yeah, I think it's the movements. To be honest, I think what it is that there's something about the way they process the code that makes player movements smoother.
Yeah. There's also controller movement. So.
Yeah. But it's interesting. It's interesting to me.
Yeah. Okay, let's bring Apple into the conversation. You have seen the next one, right?
Yes, I have.
Okay, the next one is Balance Act, right?
No,
not a Balance Act. It's Trick or Treat.
Yeah, it might be the analog sticks, Kabiki. Also, hi Kabiki, I've watched Flush City now. Are you happy? You proud of me?
I'm proud of you. That was a long time coming. Yeah, I said wrong, okay? It's Trick or Treat. So this is the first one that Connor made from the SMU. Which is funny though, because like Connor is the one that came up with Ender Boy, and then let Ray like kind of like develop this idea he had. So you guys both have seen this, right? Yeah.
Yep, I've seen it.
Yes.
What did you guys think of it? Like, let's go to Apple first, since he hasn't been able to talk through like all of this.
Overall, it's such a fun episode. I really enjoyed watching through the Halloween special. But I can't, just in typical Apple fashion, I can't really say much. I don't talk as much as Josiah. I enjoyed it.
That is true.
Listen, okay. My job is to talk so that no one else has to.
Mm-hmm. He does the
And I
dirty work.
appreciate that.
Well, so was there anything that stood out to you about it that you were like, oh, I really liked that?
It's the comedy aspect. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, so the fact that it's like a lot more lighthearted.
Humor.
Mm-hmm. The thing I really like the poster and the thumbnail for this. Like, I think there's something about it that just very pleasing to the eye. Like, I think it's a color combination or something like that. I don't know what it is, but I like it.
The background. I like the background.
Wait, are you guys actually reviewing an under 15 minutes Machinima?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I think it's interesting.
Send a boy, trick or treat.
I think it's interesting though because it's like Connor's attempt at the character.
Yeah. I liked it.
I should copy Connor's thumbnails. I mean, I would do too because there's something about them that I really like. I don't know what it is.
I mean, they've thought it through, right? They've got their names written on the bottom, so like when we show the thumbnail, now everyone will know who made it.
Yeah. I like how Connor has himself last there.
It's first if you read from right to left.
Yes. So, what did you? Yeah, I believe that is the thumbnail, right? Josiah, you're the one who got them.
Yeah.
So, Josiah, what did you think of it?
I thought that was good. Chafe is about to complain about the thumbnail. I'm calling it now. He's gonna say like the thing on the bottom is gonna be obscured. Anyway.
That's definitely not a good thumbnail. Okay.
I thought.
Oh.
There he goes.
Okay. Okay, go on, Josiah.
I thought it was interesting. I like the idea of a superhero going out in their official superhero costume and pretending to be like a Halloween trick-or-treater. I find that just a funny concept.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just imagine if like Clark Kent was like, I want to get some candy. Da, 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 da.
Would have been.
Just go around and it's like, are you Superman? No, it's just a costume.
Hasn't Spider-Man done that in? Yeah, I feel like he has done that in a few of the Spider-Man movies actually. Like,
I don't know. I don't.
There's the elevator one. Like the dude says to him like, "Oh, cool costume." Yeah, it's a little bit itchy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there was something like that, but it wasn't a proper video. I liked it.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun overall.
It's enjoyable.
And just a fun little short story. There's not much to it. It's not deep, but it is fun.
Yeah. I think Connor, he still needs to work a little bit on his like quality, because like there are some shots that are maybe a little bit like.
Dude, Chase just literally said exactly what I was expecting.
Like it's a little bit laggy at times, probably. I don't know, and maybe he doesn't frame shots always that great, but it was a fun, enjoyable, entertaining video nonetheless. Okay. Next one.
All right.
Lick in the Mind.
Yes.
What is this? What is the thumbnail for Lick in the Mind?
It was just like lick on a white background.
Oh yeah, there I see it. Okay. Apple, go. What did you think of this one?
Ray says, "Oh no, lick in the mind."
Okay, right away. I liked Ray's use of symbolism throughout the short. That's all I could think of. Like the symbolism of the bat flying out of the house, the burning house, or the dead legendaries with Lick standing in the middle. Like oh my god, it gets me thinking so much. But
is he gonna kill them?
It's like yes.
It's foreshadowing of the end right there.
Yeah.
Chafe. See, that's a good thumbnail.
My god. Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I can share.
I was very.
I really
confused
love the
as to
use
what
of
was going on,
symbolism.
to be honest.
Okay, so Apple, what didn't you like about it?
What I didn't like?
Yeah.
It's not that I didn't like it. It's
No.
just that
What didn't you like about it?
Okay, the lack of dialogue.
The lack
Well,
of dialogue.
There's,
Okay.
there's a bit at the end, but not at the start.
Yeah.
If-
I can see why there wasn't dialogue at the beginning, but I kind of agree with you. There could have been more dialogue to keep it a little bit more interesting, even next to all the metaphors and symbolisms and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. See, you're doing good here. Josiah.
Yeah.
Was alright.
You said you were confused?
Yeah, I found it a little bit confusing. Okay, because it's like I saw like, oh, there's the guy, then the guy is like stabbed and he dies. What? Wait, who's this guy? Why is he dead now? Nope. Okay, we're moving on. Oh, there's the mask. Is he gonna put the mask on? Oh, is it like all a dream sequence? I'm lost.
But do you think that's bad though?
Not necessarily. I think that's kind of what he was going for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fine. I think it's sort of a cryptic hint at something that'll come later.
I think it's interesting. Maybe not the most entertaining, or
yeah.
Not one.
I like the
I wouldn't call it one of the best ones of the shorts, but it's interesting. It has some cool concepts. He plays around with it. I appreciate that. I think Lick is the most interesting character, even though I wouldn't put this one as high up as like I would rate the actual film he had. Okay.
Chafe is talking about like silent storytelling. Chafe, go watch Flush City. Season 1.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch that like right now if you haven't, because
Just a plug.
that's like a perfect example of that. There's like no dialogue at the start of that, and it tells a story.
Actually, that's something I want to talk
personally
about.
prefer stuff having dialogue because people like to multitask and be doing stuff while they watch YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it depends on what you go in to watch, really. Like, do you want to watch a fun little entertaining video, or do you want to like sit down and like dig into the story and like the visuals and all that? Because that's what I think I want to go into when we get to the A Night at Thompson's. Because I feel like they did it maybe best.
Anyway, I don't have much to say about Lick, to be honest.
Yep, we can move on. So we'll take both of these ones in one go. The Clementine ones. I did not see now. Have you seen these ones, Apple?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
I've watched him. I don't have much to say about him though.
Okay. Yeah. So these are Scott's Walking Dead based on the what's it called? Is the Telltale game also called Clementine? I don't know. I haven't played them.
Called The Walking Dead. I think The Walking Dead, like the Clementine thing, is him.
Uh-huh.
Look it
Okay.
up.
But yeah, I think it's I think it's well made, but it like I don't know. There's something about it that is not quite for me, I think.
No, the Clementine is just a name of a character from the show.
Okay, because like I was never really interested in the Telltale games either of it, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. But
Jake, the reason people put things on the bottom right is it's because it's naturally how they think about these things. It's like you put the logo in the top left, you put the episode name in the bottom right. That's like the normal way that you do these things.
I like how every
But
thumbnail
then
we put up
it's
is like
actually wrong.
triggering Chief.
Chief. Braigar.
Well, how are you supposed to say it?
Say it correctly.
Chief?
Chief.
I said Chief.
No, you said Chief.
What? Okay. Okay. So let's move on to next one, which is Walton Returns Back. So we're back to
Oh yes.
so we're over at McHorse's.
I'm a course.
Walton.
If you're watching.
Okay, Walton Returns.
McHorse's one, as always, is good.
It's a joy.
Kind of hard to really talk about. I mean,
Well, how do you describe MacHorse videos? Like how?
There's some Teletubbies, and they do a thing, and it's enjoyable somehow.
So you find them funny?
I don't know if I would say funny, but I certainly enjoy them.
I
don't know that I would say they make me laugh, but I get something out of watching them.
I mean, I think
I get a chuckle out of it.
Yeah, I think the entertaining bit is like just to see like what he does with it. It's like you don't expect what he does. It's like random.
Like when the Teen Dog and Jay says, "How is this one gonna get past Copper?"
When you see the blender scene, that's how.
This man's mind. like the scene where the Teletubby puts his hand in a blender and then it gets blended up. You don't see that coming.
Or that one time they're like eating a dog or something, and you just see it like digging into it and stuff like that.
And when they get like super buff, the time that they just go like, unlike the horror one where they're all like horror tubbies. And this one, they shoot someone in the head.
Yeah, it's MacHorse.
You just don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's a very entertaining. Is it fair to say mess when it's good?
A good.
I think that's fair.
Because it is quality.
Because it's not a mess in that it's bad. Just a mess in that we have no idea what's going on, really.
Yeah, but not
so
only that.
The cinematic universe would leave everyone confuddled.
Since he is also the creator of Blockbuster, he uses the features of this mod to the fullest in his Machinima, so you get to see really what you can do with this.
That's almost what these videos are, really. It's like, you know how like for Nintendo Wii, it came with like Wii Sports, and it's like, look, this is all the things you can do with the Wii Remote. That's McCourt's channel.
I mean, I think they have more value than just that, though. Like, I think they are entertaining. Like, he has his style and all that. And it's clearly working for him.
Yeah, but I just mean, well, like, okay, but Braigar.
Yeah.
Wii Sports is a great game.
It is a great game.
I never played it, so I can't comment on it. Okay, next one is Galactic. Who is that made by? Can you guys check? You are watching it.
Ether Art.
Oh, Ether. He's the one that has done like the videos for him.
Yeah, he has done some tutorials.
Yeah, he is good with this stuff.
Yeah, he makes good use of Blockbusters.
Wii Sports Resort is also very good, Chafe. Yes.
Okay, is this a good thumbnail, Chafe?
Chafe's just our thumbnail checker.
Yep.
Okay, so Galactic. This was very well made, but also kind of weird.
Well,
I mean, it was good, right? It told its story. It's just one of those things where, like, I feel like the biggest taste left in my mouth was just how different it was.
Like this is one of those. This is film storytelling more so than storytelling, if that makes sense. Like, this is a visual story.
Yeah.
Which is what Jeff was talking about in chat. Like, these guys do it, or this guy, and they're very interesting. I think, even though you don't completely understand exactly what happened, but you get kinda what was going on. And they had some interesting visuals to complement that. And I found it interesting how similar it was to one of my live action films I've been in. Like, it was crazy how
died in space?
Yeah, like my first death in a live action film was pretty similar to this.
The first of many.
Where my character was in like his own space on Earth, in a bar, his safe space, while he was in space, dying in a suit, just roaming in space. It felt very similar, and I like that. Like, if this felt like a Minecraft version which took it further. The same idea. Yeah. That is really what I have to say about it. Apple, what do you think?
I enjoyed it. I didn't understand what was going on. I just enjoyed the visuals. And the
Also, it's not until this thumbnail was blown up that I actually saw that a dream or a memory thing, which probably would have helped me understand the video.
Yeah, I just noticed that as well. I think that would have cleared it up with the context.
Yeah.
It was good though. It was definitely good. I like how it made use of the eyes that McCourse made, the animated eyes.
I think even if you don't think that much about the story, you can still kind of sit there and enjoy the visuals.
Yeah.
You get something from this video. Okay, next one is yes, this one.
The one that Braigar has been waiting for.
Yes, I was so impressed with this one.
Take it away, Bri.
It's so hard to see. Is this the thumbnail? I think it is. Yeah, it is. So, Apple, did you watch this one?
Yes. Which one?
No, you didn't watch this one. Okay.
Oh.
A Night at Thompson's. Did you?
I think just now looking at the thumbnail, I might have, but I can't remember.
Yeah, you probably don't remember. So this was, I believe they're French, right?
Yeah, they're French.
Yeah.
French.
I know the community is French.
Yeah, they have always, like, as long as I've known about them, they have some amazing visuals.
Jafe's gonna hate this thumbnail. I'm just waiting for it. The Thompsons is gonna be covered up by the time code.
Okay, so the thing
You're not gonna be able to read the creative community in the top right.
So what I love about this Machinima is there, like, I know it didn't work for you. What I said I think worked for this Machinima, but I think they do visual storytelling perfectly, like as a Minecraft Machinima can do. Like, because, you know, like, for example, in the Slender one, you talked about how it was hard to see that it was Slender on the poster. Like,
yeah, they alleviate that kind of thing a lot.
Here, I feel like they did that so well. When they wanted you to know an item or something, what that was, they showed you what it was without having to tell you.
Yeah.
Which I loved. Like, I found that amazing.
An issue with Minecraft Machinima is they want to go like show don't tell, but then they can't.
Yeah, that's honestly an issue I've had a lot.
White Slender is on the poster. Like, he didn't get that either. So it wasn't just me. Yes.
I mean, I got it, but I probably, maybe because I have dealt with a lot of the same issues, because I wanted to do show don't tell, but I struggle to do it in Minecraft.
Yeah.
And that's why these guys amaze me with how they did it, because it looks so good. Like, I could clearly tell at the end there that, oh wait, the picture has been a big deal throughout the episode. That
I picked up that, like, it seemed like he was picking up like single person pieces of the picture.
Mm-hmm. But like when he found the last piece of the paper, and you see, like, it's supposed to be the kid, but the kid has dark hair, but on the picture it was clearly blonde hair. So it's like, oh, so that was clearly not their actual son, or at least something happened to him that made him like this. Which is what I just was blown away by their ability to do that.
Let's address the elephant in the room. The skins.
Yeah, I loved it.
I have mixed feelings about it.
Well, I can understand why, because it's a very unique style. But I feel like I
think it works because it's their own style, but I think if they hadn't done the texture pack and all of the bonus work to make sure that everything looked right,
yeah,
then, like, if you just plopped these guys in normal Minecraft, it would look so wrong. It would look, like, so ridiculously wrong. But because they spent the time to make the entire world look consistent with the characters that they're using, it works.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's what you're saying it yourself. Like, they had the consistency of style to work with it.
Yeah, because like these skins, right?
Yeah.
Imagine if you tried putting like a character who looked like this detective guy here. Let's just say you put him in Tosla's universe.
Yeah.
Like from Mr. Metal.
Yeah, that would be completely out of place.
So wrong and out of place.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is, it's not out of place here.
I think the other thing that throws me off is the 1 pixel. Like, if this was a normal sized skin, the eyes would be the size of a single pixel.
I like how Apple, you're talking about this in chat when you should be talking with us about it. Like, yeah, the skins are cool. Yeah, tell us. Tell us, Apple.
I don't want to interrupt.
Okay, so Apple, you like the skins.
Yes.
Oh,
I
wait,
do.
you haven't seen it, so that's why you haven't said anything.
But I haven't seen it, but from the thumbnail, I like it.
Yeah, I think the skins and the overall feel of this machinima, it takes me out of thinking it's a machinima in a way. It makes me think more of like an artistic animated film. Like it's a very artistic, deep storytelling animated style that.
But as someone that likes the actual Minecraft style, it puts me off a little bit.
Yeah, but you can appreciate it though, can't you? Like it's not bad. I prefer this. I agree with you.
It's not bad,
Ray.
but it's also not something I would click on.
I would probably be skeptical to just seeing, for example, this screenshot or in the thumbnail, right? I would probably be skeptical to see it, but like when I started watching it, I got really into it. Kind of like the style fascinated me, like their emotions and stuff like that. So they really could do emotions with this a lot better than with any HD skin I've seen. It's God damn it, James! Everything is triggering you now. Okay, let's move on. Unless you guys have anything else to say. God damn it! You haven't seen this either, and you haven't seen the one after that either. Okay, so I don't have that much to say about the ones to come, anyways. You had seen this though, right, Josiah?
Origins Generations?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Why didn't it change?
I thought it was interesting.
Yeah? I like the thumbnail.
I felt like the pacing was a little bit strange at the beginning. But I did kind of like the way it built up, and it's like, oh, the mother doesn't want him to go outside. Oh, there's something going on. Oh. But honestly, I thought it was going to be like, you go outside and then Herobrine kills you if you're out at night. And that was going to be what happened to the dad. I think that's probably because I haven't watched any of the previous films.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was expecting something a bit more horror-like, I guess. But it was still good. And I liked it. There was that one scene where they like go like, all right, drop down or we'll shoot the people.
That was me.
That was you. That was cool. I liked... I'm just sitting there like, how does this work out for anyone?
I think it picked up at the second half.
This is related to Herobrine Origins, I believe, Chase.
Yeah, it's a leader productions.
But like, you know, they've got 2 guards there, and then the guy has demonstrated that he can like lift 2 people at once. I didn't see why he didn't just go whoosh and just throw them into the roof.
The thing is,
And then when he teleported and did punch the guy, I don't know why the other 2 didn't just shoot the kids in front of him. That was my only issue with it.
Before this one, they did a film about Lick, and it was kind of like a Deadpool-ish kind of film, even though they say it's not Deadpool, but it was Deadpool. And I like that one a lot more, and I feel that one that film stood more on its own. While this one, I feel like this film was more made for the fans of the channel, the people that have been following this series. This is like an extra little bit. This is like the Rogue One to A New Hope.
Rogue One.
I love that movie. Don't you shit on my Rogue One. Anyways.
Yeah, it's better than The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I didn't feel that much interested in this film. It picked up at the end. It was like fun to see the fighting and all that, but like anything before that felt kind of pointless to me, or like not that interesting. I don't know if it said like, did it set up correctly the ending, or
I don't know.
It just, I don't know. For me, who is not that into the overall world, I appreciate their quality, but
we can't get into it as much because we're not already.
I feel like me not being so invested in the overall story here now, that brought this one down for me, while Lick was more fun to watch overall. Anyways, next one.
Next.
Dark. Dark
this was interesting.
Dark was made by Freetail, right?
Yep.
Where's the thumbnail for Dark? This one? Nope, it's not that one.
It's like the bluey one that looks like it's. I think it was like an auto generator.
Oh yeah, it's not a thumbnail. Okay, so
Team W and J is gonna hate this one.
It's not even a thumbnail. So this one felt more things happened. It was just a fun concept more so than a story. I don't know if there was more story here.
That's a screenshot, says Chief. You're absolutely right.
So, I mean, it was cool. I can't say much about it because there was.
The girl had like one consistent ability, which was like her ability to like teleport, like swoop forward through stuff. That was like the ability that she showed that she had, and I liked that they were consistent about that, and that they kind of slowly build it up, and you start to realize it's something she can do.
Yeah. So maybe there's like more they can do with this if they had like continued or something like that. As its own, it's just it's a cool concept. Okay.
I kind of wanted to see it continue, but then the girl dies at the end.
Yeah. Okay. So last
I was
one.
actually hoping to see her be like, and then like say like one line of dialogue or something that would set us up for a potential like follow up thing.
Where did you?
But
where did you post the? You posted them in DMs. Okay, so that's how I had to look at what the thumbnail looked like for Red Dust. There it is. Oh, it says Red Dust. Okay. Oh yeah, that's tiny. Let's make that bigger. Is this a good thumbnail? Is it this one approved? The problem of Origins Generation is that you can't really get invested in it if you aren't a fan of the Origins universe. That kind of sucks, and Slick did a good job at doing the opposite. Yeah, I agree. TheMachinimaHub could do that if there's no Vicar already created. Make videos on all the stuff added on there too. I mean, Apple.
Yes, I am up for the task.
Yes. We talked about doing like an IMDb.
I liked it, but
I liked it.
I will point out. I'm going to point out before we move any further. I'm a tiny bit biased.
Mm-hmm. You did work on this, sir?
Because I worked on this one a little bit. I helped Kit Kat with a few scenes. Because Kit Kat, I don't know how much I say this, but I help her with some fancy blockbuster stuff sometimes. So I did like a few scenes in this one, like the rocket ship landing, when it docks with the space station, and the clapping crowd. If you look carefully in the clapping crowd, you should be able to see in one scene, like just barely hidden away in the background. You can see someone works with a walks in with a chainsaw and kills one of the people in the back.
Wow.
And then runs away. And it gets like tackled to the ground by guards.
Oh my lord.
Whenever I do a human scene for someone, I always add something dumb like that. If you look at the scene I did in the Death Wave as well, you'll see like a guy walks out and he's all fat while holding cookies.
You would do
I
that.
like doing silly little side things.
At least it's not a demon in the window.
Yeah. No, stuff that doesn't actually matter.
Apple, some thoughts on Red Dust?
Yes, I enjoy sci-fi films, and this one, yes, I approve. I love this. Especially the cliffhanger. Ooh, that cliffhanger, though. Ooh,
Hey, Braigar, do you know what this means?
What?
My character died before yours.
That's exactly.
And I don't think I even die in this.
No. This changes everything.
Yes, this is the real plot twist. The real cliffhanger. I don't die.
Says, bring me on for a segment to fix people's thumbnails. How about, Jave? How about instead instead. When we go with the theme of thumbnails, we have you as the guest.
Yeah, that would work.
Yes, future podcast right there.
It's funny. I have actually had some people message me when we started that they wanted to be on the podcast, so that's something to look into.
Yeah, I mean, we can start queuing up some future guests because we had to like go like, so who's next? Apple.
I just got dragged in, so hey guys.
Yeah, we tied him up and brought him in on a chair. But he's so nice that he won't admit it.
So, did you have any criticisms for Red Dust?
I'd say it's just purely visual criticisms. Just
Right there.
Like the aliasing of the graphics, if you know what I'm talking about. Like the lines look jagged.
On
I
what?
don't know how to explain. You know how like the edges of the Minecraft skin, usually when you have anti-aliasing on, it would look smooth, but with this one it just looks rough around the edges, so the option was turned off, so it just looks
okay. Well, that's something she can keep in mind for the next time.
I thought like there was stuff like the Skype call. I thought that wasn't portrayed quite well enough. I think it would have been nice if she could have managed to record the scene and have like the little screen comes up and then he like goes to the screen and like clicks a button, and you know how there's that little TV in the corner that's like the Minecraft head.
Yeah.
If we could have seen that like light up for like a couple frames before it cuts to like a transition of like shploop, and then the thing pops into existence as the main screen with the corner thing.
Yeah, I remember when I watched it. It actually took me a moment to like realize that it was a Skype call.
Yeah, that was a little bit jarring. Fun fact: that was the last scene that she asked me to do lines for. Like, she came to me like 2 days before it was done and was like, "Joe, I need these lines right now."
Yeah, I was surprised that Enon was in it. I didn't expect him. Like, he doesn't normally do projects outside of my projects, because he's not really into this kind of like community, and he doesn't normally do this. But she probably looked for somebody with an accent, and I probably mentioned him at some point. But
by the way, while we're on the subject of Red Dust, I don't know if you can like grab images quick enough to just throw them on screen, but I wanted to share this thing I did while experimenting. this accident while experimenting with the rocket ship.
Okay, let me put down. But yeah, KitKat though, I think she's one of those, together with Ducky, I feel, has shown a lot of improvement since last project. I feel like I feel like she has like had upgrade at every project, like, because I remember her old ones, they were almost more like stop motion of screenshots is what it almost felt like. Like, she clearly had the investment in wanting to make good stories and stuff like that, but her visuals were like, she needed to improve a lot in that regard. And then she improved on that. Go back,
like, just like to the start of this year even, and look at like Awoken Season 3. It's pretty rough around the edges, shall we say.
Yeah.
And her part for the CTS, I think, speaks to that as well. It was a lot more normally. I sometimes worry that the biggest problem with my style is that it looks too much like Minecraft. So I feel like I tend to go like, resource packs, don't need them. Shaders, can't be bothered.
Yeah, I like to dig more into that stuff. Here's the picture from that you sent. So what happened here?
Well, that was just like, I sent this to McCourse afterwards. Basically, if you like change your texture pack when you have like a structure morph already saved, and then like you try to play back it, that's what happens. All the textures get mixed up and messed up, and I just thought it was hilarious. You can fix it just by like leaving the world and going back in, but
have you guys spent an episode watching your own first videos like Machinima's? No, we have not.
Please no.
Okay, so, but yeah, I thought it was.
You got to keep in mind that people often don't make thumbnails at the last minute and don't put as much effort into them as they did in their Machinima.
Yeah.
Oh,
that happens.
About to kill this man.
It's about to end his whole career. No. the thing about Red Dust, I think I felt similar about this kind of in a way, almost to what I did with the Origins, the Herobrine one, where like the beginning, it was fine. Like I kind of understood what it was going, but I felt like the action could have gone to Mars a little bit sooner, maybe. But besides that, it was overall enjoyable. I wouldn't say it's like my top list, but it's definitely like a decent, good, at least part one.
I really liked it. I thought there was some visual stuff, like when they're in the rocket ship as it's going down, and like all the shots inside there and all the shaking. I thought that was too much.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just goes on for so long. There's this constant shake that's like in the same pattern, and it's shake, 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 shake. I thought it was too much. It detracted from what was actually happening. I thought, if anything, the shaking should have only happened while it was going like red alert, like things are going wrong, and then once they sorted it, the shaking should have stopped, but it didn't.
But some of those spaceship shots though looked really good. Like what you did for it and how she shot it, for some reason they look more sharper than the rest of the film or the video. For some reason, I don't know why. Yeah. That's why I thought you filmed those, because they looked sharper for some reason.
Funny thing is, I initially did film one of them, but then later on, she got the shaders working on the map where she hadn't had them working, so she did it again herself.
Okay. Okay, well, I think we have officially gone through all of them, unless you guys have anything else you want to say about Red Dust.
I thought some of the visual bits... There was the one other thing that came to mind was... I kind of wished that... like, there's the bit when they're doing the wires. I would have liked a little more visual reassurance there, but I'm not sure how you would do that.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a few little moments like that, where I just would have liked a little more reinforcement on screen of what they're actually talking about. But at least they do actually talk about it, so you know what's happening.
Yeah.
I feel like Ducky almost has the opposite problem in that regard, right? Like, he tries to make everything shown, and then the characters don't talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was like the issue with the Slender poster.
What about you, Apple? Have you said your piece about it?
Yep, I've said my opinion. I enjoyed it, and I can't wait for part 2.
Yeah, I feel like when people post sci-fi, that's for you what when people post fantasy for me is. I'm like, I want more fantasy. I want, like, that's why I do fantasy, because I want it. I feel like that's probably how sci-fi is for you, in the same regard.
Yeah.
Oh, you might like Silverblade then, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well,
it's not medieval fantasy though, so.
But yeah, okay. So that's the thumbnail out of the way. Yeah, we have gone through the bulk of the podcast now. Is there anything else we?
I think it might be time to announce the creator of the month.
Creator of the month. Oh my lord! I wonder who that could be.
I wonder who the creator will be.
So, we
clearly it was Braigar.
I didn't do anything this month.
Oh, Apple.
Yeah, wait.
No, I am actually disappointed in myself at how little I actually got done on the Knights of Frost finale since I finished the Rebecca film. But I have done some work on it last night though, which it's good. I want it done before the end of the year, but I could have done better this month. But there has been some pretty damn decent stuff this month though. Like, people have stepped up their game. And we're seeing a lot more better Machinimas now than we did.
I want more people to step up their game, and I want the people who have stepped up their game to step up their game even
they should step up there more. Like, you see that step over there, step up that too, and that one after there too.
Because, like, one of the things Ray said, right, a while ago when we were talking about stuff, this is public on the server, but he said, like, Machinimas, he says this sort of thing a lot, I think. Machinimas have a lower sort of balance of, like, what, you know, it's a Machinima, and judging it as such, you know, it's not as good. It doesn't need to be as good. And it's like, I wish that wasn't the case.
I mean, I think it is a fair point, but people can always get better, and people should always try and be better.
I would love the base standard of Machinima.
But I think that base standard has risen,
I don't
though.
mean that like everyone has to put in so much effort. I just mean that everyone is so good.
Yeah, but I think the base standard for Machinimas have increased because of Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I think just because of that mod alone, Machinima standards are not the same as they were like a year ago.
Yeah, and I want to try and help continue to improve them.
Yeah.
In any way that I can. Chase, the mini stroke my character had is because Braigar likes to puppet me.
It's fun to puppet when he's talking. Okay. So, I think it's time to announce the creator of the month, and for that...
And here to announce it is Ray!
Goddamn, yes, Ray has made a video telling us who that exactly is. He's gonna hand over the belt. Okay, so let me get the video ready. And you guys have the video too, so you guys can watch it on the side if you like. Nope,
Yes.
go back in the door. There, Ray. We're not ready yet. Just tell me when you guys are ready, and we'll announce who the winner of the Creator of the Month is.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go!
It's okay, Goldie, it's okay. He won't hurt you. I'm sure he's a very nice fellow. Oh, so you're the guy I have to hand Goldie over to. Well, I have you know, you better take good care of Goldie, or so help me God. Do you understand?
Woo!
Very well. Here you go.
Woo! Quebec! Congratulations, my dude. You show us inspiration as creators, I'd say, and you are so deserving of this belt. And yeah,
That you're gonna get it for a month until we steal it back
Yeah.
and give it to someone else.
yeah, you have to hand it over soon. You're not getting it for long. But yeah,
Have like maybe 33 days.
yeah, take good care of the belt, or so help me God, Quebec. Yes, Ray is very attached to that belt. Yeah. Do you guys have anything to
And
say?
then like every time we pass it to someone else, it has to go via Ray so that he can do another animation.
Yeah.
I must say, Ray, I'm slightly disappointed that you didn't give him the pointy hat.
Oh well, it was a little bit last minute. I had to try and figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. For the last bit, Apple.
Chafe, you can't get Creator of the Month twice in a row. That's one of the rules.
Yeah. Apple, tell us a little bit of what you have planned going forward, and where they can find you.
Okay, so I'm currently working on a new series called Diversion. I've teased it on MachinimaHub Discord once in a while. I might have also teased the whole bulk of what I'm working on next year through the custom status that the Discord newly implemented. That was pretty fun to mess around with. But you can find me on the 0n3Appl3 channel. It's spelled with a 0, not in capital O. But yeah, I have an announcement video that will premiere mid-December, so stay tuned for that. And yeah.
Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, awesome. Joziah, do you have anything to talk about or promote, or where can they find you?
They can find me at this location in the Western Hemisphere.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing much at the moment, to be honest. I'm working on the CTS, right, which is what the next video for the hub is going to be. It's going to be coming out in the next few days, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Next few days is very optimistic.
Listen, okay, Braigar.
I feel validated.
I am optimistic. But then,
you have
like,
nice
I've also got
thumbnails.
Elemental Dreams and some short ideas. So I've got my own channel, Joziah 2 and still 384, or just Joziah 2 now. And I make stuff, so you can watch that stuff. Apparently, my my strengths are comedic timing, energy, and characters.
Yes, that's what I said.
That's what Braigar says. I would say that my strength is about 10 kilograms.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay.
Joziah 2 is so good. Where's Joziah 3? It's been stuck in production. Okay, look, they're working on it, but the supply lines are jammed. And Joziah 1, of course, stopped working.
Are you an Android too?
Seems like it. I'm just surrounded by Androids, aren't I?
Beep boop.
Beep boop.
Beep boop.
Okay, and me, I am Braigar. You guys can find me on the channel Braigar, or you can look up TSC Studio around places like...
Well, you can wait until he accidentally streams to the MachinimaHub again.
Yeah, I'm probably... just watch me. Tomorrow I'm going to go streaming on my own channel, and I'm going to be streaming on here like I did last time, like a dumb as I am. Anyways, so yeah, I stream as often as I can. I've been a little bit sick lately, so I haven't been able to do that. I have the Knights of Frost finale in the works, and what I have so far I am really proud of, and I think it's going to be a banger ending, and I'm going to try and get it done before the end of the year. Wish me luck, because it's a really hard episode to make. And yeah,
Good luck, Braigar!
find me on the Braigar channel, TSC Studio, on different places, and I also help moderate the MachinimaHub Twitter, so if you haven't followed that yet, go follow that, because we post all the Machinima news every day. The second day I post it, I'm on it right away. And yeah,
he watches like a hawk, okay?
Yes.
Except hawks have half the reaction time.
yeah, like there's like a Machinima news down there. I'm like, and I get it right away. That's me.
I'm sorry, I
posting.
mean double. I mean he has half the reaction time of a hawk. So that's the better one.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been an awesome podcast. I'm looking forward to the end of the year podcast, which we're also gonna announce the creator of the year, which is gonna be awesome. Okay. Thank you, Apple, for coming and hanging out with us, and me and Joziah will be here next month, and with a new guest. Okay.
Yay!
Bye-bye!
We'll talk about doing something, probably.
Yes. Bye-bye!